We know Christmas, while it can be a joyful time for many, it can also be a difficult and lonely period for others. Clare Samaritans are reminding people that support is always available, and they're also appealing for new volunteers to help meet demand over the festive season. To talk to us about reaching out for help, staying connected, and how people can get involved, I'm joined now in studio by Larry Hally from Clare Samaritans. Larry, good morning to you.
Morning, Alan. Thanks for having us. We're always delighted to join your programme. You're always very good to us, I must say. And before we start, could I just say my sporting highlight of the year as a townie is Éire Óg's achievements during the year. Tommy can talk about that later.
I am sure, given it was a double, Larry, there's going to be plenty of talk about that, and the first Canon Hamilton in 35 years as well.
Yeah.
You're going to be, obviously, as you say, delighted we have you on, but we're only too delighted to have Clare Samaritans on because you do great work. But I suppose, like other organisations like yourselves, Christmas, it can be such a busy time because it's often portrayed as a happy time, but for those going through difficulties, or maybe who don't have many friends or family members around, it amplifies that sense of loneliness, and it can be incredibly difficult.
I'm delighted actually that you mentioned loneliness, Alan, because we've noticed throughout the year loneliness is a big problem. About, I would say, 65 to 70% of our calls are people who are lonely, living out the country, can't get into town, that type of thing. But it is really exacerbated over Christmas. We get calls from 2 weeks before Christmas, people dreading the thought of Christmas, right through to into the new year and onwards. And it's people that their family, they're living on their own, their family can't get home, or they're away and they can't get home.
Can I ask you, Larry, is the primary factor there that is leading to their unhappiness, is it geographical location, or can it be does age demographic play a part? Does it tend to be older members of the community, or?
It's both, but not only is it demographical, but it's also if you've been bereaved during the year, it's your first Christmas without a loved one, be they old or young, it can really hurt people. And we're there to take calls from people. We're there 24 hours right through Christmas. 116123 is our number, and you'll hear me mention that a few times. 116123. We're here to take calls right through Christmas, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, right through the night, all the way through, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And call us. You don't have to be suicidal to ring the Samaritans. Our vision is to prevent people becoming suicidal and taking the final, ultimate, devastating step. That's what we like. That's what we do. We listen. We won't tell you how to fix things. We won't tell you, give you advice. We're non-judgmental. We're totally anonymous, and we just want to listen. We want people to call us and listen. And a problem shared, they say, is a problem halved. So they say. I don't know. Yeah, but if we can help in any way, we will.
Those kind of old cliches or tropes tend to have a lot of truth in them, and I think there is so much truth in a problem shared as a problem halved.
Somewhere, yeah. You know. So somebody did get solace or whatever from the talking to somebody. So it works. We find a lot of people that come and talk to us on the phone that they feel a lot better afterwards.
And in terms of what they're talking to you about, Larry, and your colleagues, does it tend to be just an amplified, magnified sense of loneliness? Are there other issues or feelings that people most commonly reach out to Clare Samaritans about over the Christmas season? Oh,
there's all sorts. There's loneliness. There's people overdose quite a lot over the Christmas. Have too much at parties. Have too much whatever, and they call us in despair, really. And we try and help them as much as we can. Loneliness, despair, overdosing, all that, everything really, Alan.
Yeah, that's actually an important one that you highlight there. For those who might struggle with vices, be it alcohol, drugs, or whatever it might be, because the festive period is get-togethers and parties or going out, socialising. For those who go through those kind of issues, particularly those who maybe their loved ones, nearest and dearest, they keep it from them as much as possible, and it is hard to maintain that or to refuse taking part in those festivities.
It certainly is, Alan. But our philosophy is that if you are in trouble in any way, No, it could be financial trouble. Financial trouble is another big one. But if you're in trouble in any way, either from loneliness or drugs or financially, or even just having a row in the family, you'd be surprised the number of families around the country and the county island that don't talk to each other. And that really hits home at Christmas when they see other families having their big Christmas dinners and all this type of stuff playing out with the kids. And you're there and you're not talking to your brother or your sister or your mother or your father. That's when it really hits people. Or you're trying to talk to somebody and they won't talk back. You know, you're trying to make an arrangement to have a meeting with somebody or some loved one that you've fallen out with, and you can't. They won't respond. That's really when people say, "God, is it worth being here?" And it is. A life is a life. I don't care what anybody says, be it an older person or a child or whatever. A life is a life and it shouldn't be wasted.
Very, very true. And for someone who might be feeling lonely or overwhelmed right now, Larry, what would you say to them to encourage them to take that first step and make contact?
The first step is the most important, Alan. And to tell them, just pick up the phone, ring 116-123. If you don't feel like talking, don't. We'll answer it. If you don't feel like talking, you can always hang up, or you can say, listen, if it's a male that answers, you can say, listen, I want to talk to a female. And we'll just tell you, ring back, and you probably will. It's 50-50 which you get. It's totally random. And just for people in Clare, that we take calls here in Ennis, or centre in Ennis, from the whole country. We don't just take calls in Clare, so don't be worried about my next door neighbour is going to know who I am if I ring. We don't know who we are, but it comes into a centralised system and it comes out countrywide. So we could get a call from Letterkenny or Wexford or Kerry, and vice versa. A call from Clare could be taken in Dublin.
And that's an important point to make as well, because I think maybe a lot of people aren't aware that Clare Samaritans, you could be dealing with calls to Samaritans from anywhere.
Anywhere in the country. And in fact, there's a link up with China and Poland, and there's a couple of others as well, other countries, that you can do it through the embassy. Ring us, and it's cost free. It doesn't appear on any phone bills or anything, and we don't know your number, we don't know who you are, where you are, unless you want to tell us. And we're not going to force anybody to tell us. And if you want to give us a made up name, very good, well good. We don't ask for names.
So there's lots of ways for people to get into touch, no matter what they're going through. And an anonymous person has gotten in touch to ask, how do you help someone who does not want it? Which I guess, look, that's a difficult scenario. You can only help as much as you can help, really.
It's a difficult scenario, but they mightn't want help. But once they might want just to talk about it. We're not going to tell somebody what to do, how to give them advice. We're just talk about it. We'll listen, and it could be a 2-minute call, it could be a 2-hour call. It doesn't matter to us. We're there, and we'll stay with the caller as long as the caller wants to stay with us. Unless, and this is a big one now, unless they're an abusive caller and our volunteers are not, they won't take abusive calls. We're there to help, we're not there to be abused.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Well, you shouldn't be abusing anyone, least of all people who are there on Christmas Day and those kind of days, taking time away from their own families to help others. You do, though, rely heavily on volunteers. Do you typically see an increase in demand for your services over the festive period? So what does that mean in terms of your volunteers? Are they having to do extended slots or shifts? Have you more people coming in?
What we do is we have a normal roster, Alan, we do 3 hours a week. We do 3 hours a week, and we normally that's rostered 4 weeks in advance or so the people can make arrangements. But for the Christmas, we have a special roster for 4 days of Christmas, 3 days, 4 days, and it's a volunteer roster. You're not rostered; you don't have to come in, and it's an hourly slots. So somebody can come in and do 1 hour, they can do 2 hours, so they can do 1 hour today, 1 hour tomorrow, instead of their 3 a week. For that period, and it's generally fairly well covered. There might be 1 or 2 gaps in it, but we don't bring in extra people because we've only got a facility in Ennis here that'll take 3 people at a time. Okay. Three phones here in Ennis, which is one of the bigger ones in the country. We're one of the bigger branches in the country. We're third behind Dublin and Cork, so we're ahead of Galway, Waterford, Limerick, all those.
But with 3 phones?
3 phones, but in numbers of volunteers and the number of hours we do.
Yeah.
We've 120 volunteers at the moment. And just to show that, when I joined 8 years ago now, Jesus, it's 8 years too. When I joined
time flies, when you're helping others.
It does indeed. So when I joined, there was 110. And we recruit twice a year, January and around September, spring and autumn. This year now we recruited 16. 15 have gone through the initial training process. They're just coming out now. But as I say, when I joined, people leave just as fast as they join. As I say, 110 versus 120 now over 8 years, and we recruit twice a year.
And you mentioned that, like the process there, Larry, and it's important to highlight that for people who might be thinking about volunteering, because as you say, you're recruiting in January, that's coming up soon. People will get the required level of training and support and vetting, and all of those necessary boxes will be ticked. Oh, they will.
Training is vital. We do a very, very thorough training. First the thorough vetting. And then there's vetting. There's Garda vetting. There's an interview. And then we do a 6-week training course for 1 night a week, 3 hours a night, which is run in-house by ourselves with experienced Samaritan volunteers giving the course. And then you come once you get through that, you have 6 to 8 weeks on the job training, being shadowed by one of us. I'm in the process of doing it myself at the moment, shadowing a newcomer. And then after that, you're out on your own for about 2 months, and then you're on probation. And then you do another training course after that. And there is support for everybody, from the highest to the lowest, the oldest to the newest recruit, that we have backup support all the time. You report to somebody if you're, and you report your feelings after every shift, how you're feeling, if you're feeling distressed after a certain call. Because, we have to take care of ourselves. If we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of the others, or, we can't help others. So it's very, very strict. Strict. It's not that strict, but it's very comprehensive, let's say.
Yeah.
The support and that. And we do a lot of fundraising. We get no government support whatsoever, Alan. None. And we do fundraising. Like, for instance, yesterday now we had a carol singing in Duns and a flag day. That's why I was hoping to get into you last Wednesday, but somebody moved me to today. I was hoping to publicise that. But anybody, you could call up to us at the branch with donations, or our bank accounts in the EIB. I don't have the number here at the moment. People run coffee mornings, for instance, the Sir Optimists of Ennis and Clare now, that district, they ran a coffee morning for us a month ago, raised quite a substantial amount of money. They helped us out yesterday with the flag day, and they're running a big dinner Nullag Naman and at the start of January in the old ground, which is proceeds are coming to us.
So you rely on all of those kind of initiatives and other groups putting together fundraisers for you to keep you going.
Yeah, and we do our own fundraising, and we have bequests are a big thing for us. People very grateful people, and we're very, very grateful for all the support we get. People leave us donations in their wills. That's a big part of our thing, of our fundraising. Okay. It costs us about between 50 and 60,000 a year just to run the branch, and that doesn't count things like roof repairs and that type of stuff, maintenance. But thankfully, the telephone companies give us our telephone lines free. So there's no. That's why we can offer our services free to the public. You ring, it doesn't appear on your phone bill. It doesn't appear as long as you've got charge in your phone. We'll talk to you.
That's all you need.
You don't need credit.
And if someone's listening, Larry, and they're thinking about volunteering with Clare Samaritans, what kind of person are you looking for, and what does the role involve? Like, do you have to have a particular characteristic or characteristics or outlook or mindset that would make you ideal as a Samaritans volunteer?
You have to be a good listener. You have to be, I'll say, level-headed, because you never know when you go in on duty what kind of a call you're going to get, or as soon as the phone rings, you never know who's going to be.
Just so that you're equipped to deal with potentially harrowing, very sad conversations. You have to be equipped to deal with that. You have to be level-headed. You have to be a good listener. You have to have a level temperament, and you have to be able to get on with people, because we work as a team, as teams. There's never less than 2 of us in there. So we operate that way, because if there's one in there and you get a stressful call, you could be in trouble yourself. Yeah. You need somebody that you can bounce things off during your shift. And maybe just to take a moment to process what you've heard and compose yourself. Yeah. And again, 116123 is our number. We'd also do email. joe@samaritans.ie is the JO is the email.
address. The whole operation, it's run like a family in there, you know. And if you want to, and we all, as I say, mind each other. But you never know who you're going to be on with next. I could be on with you today. I could be on with Evelina in the office tomorrow. You know, so it doesn't make any difference.
You've been good company on both days.
Of course.
Well, what message would you like to share with anyone who's struggling right now and may feel that things won't improve, Larry?
Things are never as bad as you think. There's always a way out, even though you might not think so. And there's one of my colleagues uses this regularly, and I've started to use it myself if he's talking to somebody who's feeling suicidal. If you were feeling suicidal, think about it. Do you want to end your life, or do you want to end the life you're leading? Which are two very distinct things if you think about it. End your life is finale. End the life you're change the life, or end the life you're living, means that you change direction in your life and
don't go down the route of a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
And just that I would like, on behalf of the Samaritans, to wish everybody in Clare FM, all our friends around the county, a very happy and a very peaceful Christmas and a very prosperous New Year. And may they all come out at the far end. That's our vision.
Well, so say all of us, and it's great that you and others involved in Clare Samaritans and Samaritans around the country are there, particularly over the festive period, giving of your time for those who need help. And thanks for that. As you said, if people want to contact Samaritans, Larry, there's the free phone number 116 123. Any other ways to get in touch, or is that the best way?
116 123 is the crisis number. That's the number that, as I say, you can get anybody all over the country with that number. Joe at samaritans.ie is our email. Yeah. And they're the two main ways. And I just like to mention that we're very proud in Samaritans Ennis and Clare that as and from next month, one of our members is becoming the National Director of Samaritans in Ireland. And we'd like to wish her all the best in her role. You know,
brilliant.
We're all
volunteers. Name and shame her, or
I don't know, but she liked to.
Okay.
She's from Newmarket and Fergus, that's all I'll say.
Right, very good. I think we know. Brilliant stuff. Larry Hally from Clare Samaritans. Thank you very much, Larry.
And
happy Christmas and New Year.
Happy Christmas to you and all your listeners.
Brilliant stuff. Larry Hally with us from Clare Samaritans on Morning Focus.